Want to do?
Airbrush.
Huh?
Airbrush.
Right on. Okay, welcome to Slickworks again. Today we're doing a little bit of airbrushing practice. Me and my little buddy Elsie here. So she got this awesome gift from her cousin for her birthday. So what Elsie's gonna do some airbrush practicing here, and I'm gonna do some airbrush practicing myself. So I've never actually done any sort of realism before. So I figure a giant skull that's nice and big, so don't have to be too concerned with tiny little fine lines. So I got this fresh skate deck here, and hoping to slap a big old skull right in the middle of it, and hopefully it'll turn out pretty good. How do you think it's gonna turn out, Els? Yeah, also Elsie's awesome too. Check out Yarnova on Instagram. Brandy, she's awesome, makes really cool stuff. How's your art going here, little miss?
Good.
Oh, I see you done a little airbrushing. A little bit of practice.
That little bubble.
Right on. Good job. So I've seen a few videos on YouTube of the best way to do this. So I think what I got to do is cut the shape of the whole skull out. And then I need to cut out all the darkest areas to blow in my dark. I think I'm going to start with a light gray and then work in the darks and then get some white, bright white for the highlights. I might even trap this whole thing underneath some candy. I don't know. Oh, we'll see. I'll start with cutting it out anyways. So what we got on the menu today is some Createx airbrush colors. We got a little reducer, got a little balancing clear. Okay, so that's my stencil registered. So I'm gonna work off of this. So I just realized that my skull is way off center. But for my first ever crack at realistic airbrushing, that's perfect. All right, got my reference here taped up on another skate deck. And yeah, I got some heavily reduced black in my airbrush over there. Elsie's doing her favorite job, picking up some nails and whatever she could find out there. So I'm gonna keep going at this and see if I can make it look something like that. Okay, first impressions. Man, I am super frustrated. I over-reduced the crap out of it, so it's yeah, like you can see here. Also, my airbrush is getting clogged, so I gotta blow out the clog and then does stuff like this. So just in the first stages, but this is my first one, so I'm figuring it out. Yeah, I'm gonna thicken up my paint a little bit more and just watch that my airbrush isn't getting too clogged up while I go. Well, this is turning out way better than I thought it would. I've got all the black done, the gray is done and the black is done, and that is way better than I thought it would turn. So I'm gonna switch out my airbrush, get just some pure white. I'm gonna do some pure white highlights on it, and then that's a wrap. All right, got some white mixed up. I gotta make sure I have a really clean tip on my airbrush right now, because if it's messy and I get a splat on that, it could ruin the whole thing. One last thing I'm gonna do is just get my little touch-up brush here and just do a couple little dabs in a few certain areas just to give it some more highlight texture. Yeah, texture, we'll go with that. Well, it's not done yet. Still gotta add something to the background, up here and down there. Some sort of design. I might add a little pearl around the edge of the skull, but that's all I'm gonna do for now. And I'm gonna bring this inside and show Mrs. Slick, because she's just gonna be super pumped about that, because I am totally pumped about that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll continue work on that later. It is nighttime and I'm super tired, but I can't not finish this today. So I'm gonna finish it off with some patterns, a little bit of shading in the background, and then hit it with some rattle can clear and call it a night. Well, definitely achieved the desired effect I was going for. That thing is glowing. Yeah, no regrets about that one. So I've decided I'm impatient, and my car, Jeannie's actually in the booth right now. You'll know more about that soon, but yeah, so I can't clear it in the booth, so I'm just gonna blow out the bay door, and I have a rattle can 2K clear that I'm just gonna spray over it and hope it turns out pretty good. Okay, so I've got this Car Rep 2K clear coat. It actually uses the moisture in the air as like the activator or the hardener, which is kind of weird. I got the primer too. Not a fan of the primer, but I've seen Adam on Time Warp Custom Paint on YouTube. Look him up, awesome dude. And he uses this stuff, so I'm gonna try it out for myself. Here it is after 3 coats of clear. So the clear is okay. It's not bad for rattle can, but I mean it is super orange peely. But it does say it is wet sandable and polishable, so I think it'll come back a little bit. Anyways, for a practice piece, it looks great. So yeah, that's it guys. My first ever airbrush, realism I guess. I'm pretty stoked about that. And that's a wrap, guys. I actually had a whole other video filmed and I was already halfway through editing it. But after this, this is like a one day, make a piece of art, and then, I mean, tonight, it's 10 to midnight, but I'm inspired to just go ahead and throw all the footage together and edit a video and put it out before the other video. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the SlickWorks slick sound effect of today, this episode, or whatever. That's the official name from now on. That's the official name. So last week, congratulations. It was a Cummins 52. You got it. 52. You got it. Yeah. So that was the slick sound effect of the day. Today's slick sound effect is, I don't know what it is yet. Actually, yeah, I do. I know what I'm gonna use. Here's the sound effect. So, if you know what that was, comment below. Shout out next video. Next video, cool little motorcycle piece that I did for a friend of mine. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe.